What's up, YouTube? It's Matthew here, and welcome back to my channel. As you all can see, I'm clean shaven, got a haircut, so I look fresh and clean for you all. But in today's video, I'm going to talk about the very perfect postcard for your wholesale real estate business. I'm going to be going over different pros and cons of direct mail in 2020 and different strategies that you can use even now today to get your first deal or to get a deal using direct mail marketing and wholesaling real estate. Before we go on, be sure to like this video, subscribe, turn on post notification bell, and comment down below. Now, before we go on, be sure to comment down below if you all still use direct mail in your real estate business. Is it that you can't afford it right now, or you guys are just doing cold calling, RVMs? What are you all doing to get your first deal or second or third deal in real estate? So I noticed that for me, since I did save up some money to start up this business, I actually didn't start with direct mail. I was doing text messaging, some cold calling, and none of that worked. And then I started to research, how did people get their first deals, even like people making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month in wholesale real estate. And a lot of them got their first deal using direct mail. And even though it was 2-3 years ago that they got it, I decided to do that. And that's how I got my first deal within, I would say, a month or two after using different strategies that I learned to get my first deal that I'm going to share with you all today. So first thing is, I just want to show you all the exact template I use for my wholesale real estate business. A lot of people don't show this, but here it is. Let me see. So this would be the front of it. So right now, with my postcards, since I don't have people working under me and I'm not answering the phones, I'm not always available, I have people actually go to a voicemail. So this is ancient. This is back then. And maybe in your market, there's so many competitors there that this would be impossible. But for me, I've been able to get some deals here using this method. So right here, you have the recipient's information and your information. So usually a lot of times people would just leave it like that, but I decided to put these at different font colors, and I also decided to put out what I can provide for their problem and different solutions that we provide. So no commissions, no fees, as is, pay cash, close when you're ready, so close fast. And then right here, I say listen to my pre-recorded message, and then I put a phone number that's connected to my personal cell, which I use through CallRail, and they will listen to a pre-recorded message, just me saying, hey, I'm looking to buy a house to flip around the area. I just bought one last month or last week. If you're interested, please call me back. And then they would either just listen to it or they will leave a message, and then I will call them back. And so this is just your front, and then the back, it could be front or back because they're two-sided, so which is whatever is the front or back doesn't really matter. So this is your basic terminologies. I buy houses, right? You can't, it's crazy that these words still work even in big markets sometimes. Even if you're cold calling, still, hey, would you be interested in selling? Would you consider a cash offer on your property? Stuff like that, it still works. And then it says, and I want to buy yours. Hi, my name is Matthew. So I introduce myself, um, and I call out the other person's name. So I say hi, blank, and the seller's name, and I want to buy your house, and I put the property address. I'll pay cash, and then this is what I put, this little message right here, which is very important since I have them going directly to voicemail. I said, all you have to do is call me at this number to listen to my pre-recorded message about this matter. Call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and listen to my message. No one would answer. So since I do have them going to direct voicemail, I want them to be aware of that, right? I want them to not think that it's like a big office building where people are taking my call or have telemarketers and things like that. So I think in a way it makes it personal, and I'm just being fully transparent with people saying, hey, no one is going to answer this call, but please listen to my message if you are interested. And so I found that this actually works for me. and I can have people. I think it can still work if I had people. I would have live answers, of course, because you can get deals faster. You're on the spot, you're listening to people, and you get back to them faster for sure. But as soon as I get a voicemail, I try to call back actually within an hour. I just had a call around like 4:25 p.m. on a day, and I was able to call them back within that same hour. So, you really have to be on top of checking your call rail numbers. So, about these postcards is that I kind of got it custom made because I looked at one postcard template and another postcard, and I asked the company that I use. So, this is called RE Simply. And I said, hey, can you guys combine these two? Because they had a postcard that just had the 24 hours, and then another one that was just a regular I buy houses, but it didn't have like this pre-recorded information. So I decided, hey, can you guys design this template for me? And they did. So I saved that PNG. I went to use it on other websites or other things, and to share it with you all. And another thing is that this postcard is yellow, so it just pops to you. It pops to the seller, hopefully, out of all the other letters. And because they usually get white envelopes and different things like that. And then I have different fonts. I have like blue star right here, black font. I have red font. I have red coloring, red arrows, and different things like that. As you can see here, the red font right here. And so, yeah, that's the exact template that I use to send my postcard and how I got all of my deals using this postcard. Now, this is another template that I kind of took some of the information from. Like this information, all you have to do is call me. But this can catch people's attention when it says third notice, like, oh, we've been trying to reach you, and different things like that. But it's the same type of thing. Listen to my pre-recorded message. Um, but it creates more urgency. I never actually used this template before, but I'll be interested in trying it for sure, for sure. So yeah, so now I just want to talk about the different pros and cons to direct mail and different strategies that you can use to find your very first deal. So let's start with the cons. So the number one con with direct mail is that it's one of the most expensive marketing channels out there. So as you all know, um, direct mail can be expensive because you're sending out mailers on a consistent basis, and people can charge. If you're not sending a lot, they can charge like 50, 60 cents a card. And when you're sending out a list of 800 to 1,000, that can be pretty expensive. And as you all know, your deal, you may not get a deal after your first batch. It's usually after the sixth or seventh. So having to pay 7 times for sending a list of about 1,000 cards can be very expensive. And then another con I would say is that it's not as active. It's more on the passive. It's more on the, I'll just say it's not active marketing. In a way, it is, but it's not like cold calling or text messaging or um, maybe RVMs, right? Or door knocking, right? You're trying to get in front of the seller, try to talk to them, try to get it, know an answer fast. And with direct mail, you kind of have to wait. You have to kind of be in the back end. That's why I really implemented um, um, driving for dollars, so I can be more active in my business, and I call people directly once I get the information, and then I also send postcards to them. So I would say those are the two major cons. Another con is that it's a little outdated for some people because in this new day of age, everyone is doing like cold calling, RVM, text messaging, PPP, not pay-per-click, and all of that. So make sure it may be a little outdated, especially in highly competitive markets. But even in highly competitive markets, there are still people doing direct mail that is working. So the different pros I want to reach to you all is that the number one pro is that there are usually higher conversion, as in people who call you from a direct mail piece, they're usually more motivated than someone you cold call and they say yes automatically. Because sometimes you'll be cold calling, people say, yeah, I'm interested for the right price or something like that. But with direct mail, once they heard your message, once they understand, hey, this guy's a flipper, he's an investor, obviously he's trying to make money, let me call to see what he can offer. And, I am interested in selling soon. So usually for me, there's usually a higher conversion rate with that. Another pro is that um, it's not as, um, I guess, annoying. As in, with direct mail, you're not, people receive mail all the time. It's a common thing, but when people are calling you all the time, that can be annoying. And so I know that there are sellers that prefer that approach over the cold call, right? And there are people that prefers a call over this. And of course, with direct mail, you're always going to talk to people, no matter what, because you have to call your sellers back. You have to answer the phone calls from a direct mail piece. So I would say those are the highest ones for me. And um, yeah, it's just better to get on the system. It's very easy with direct mail because you just send out a list, send out a list, send out a list, send out a list. So now I'm going to talk about a little bit of the strategies that I use to get my first deal, how I got my second, third, and fourth and fifth, fourth deal. Now I just recently closed on a deal yesterday. So that's actually my fourth deal. So strategy. So number one strategy is consistency. I would say 7 to 10 mailers per campaign. So let's say you're targeting tax delinquents and you have a list of about 500 people that you want to hit. I would say for that list on a weekly basis, so this is every week, you have to send out those mailers. And trust me, you all, this can be very hard, very daunting when after 3 or 4 mailers you get no response, right? But usually I can tell you all from experience, from the first mailer, I always get actually the most response from people saying no or take me off my list. And then after that, it dies down. And then I see after the 6th, 7th, 8th, that's when I actually get people who are motivated to sell, who are saying, okay, this guy's consistent, he's persistent. I got in 7 of these yellow postcards. Now let me call him and see what he has to offer. And it can be hard. I remember one time I was sending a list. It was getting expensive. I sent it was like a list of like 800, like 2,000 actually, and I was spending like almost $800 for that list. It was like $700 per week, and I actually got a deal. So I spent like $4,000, and I got an $18,000 deal from that. So it still worked out all right, but it can be hard, especially if you don't have money. So I really prefer people, if they want to do direct mail, you have to have some money set aside. Let's say $2,000-3,000 to start the strategy for sure. So consistency is number one. And then another strategy is to really have your postcards stand out. So have stand out postcards, brightly colored. I don't know how to spell colored. Brightly colored. So the seller can know, okay, what is this? What is that? And then it just sticks out to them. So it grabs their attention. That's what I'm trying to say. So that's another thing. And then a third strategy that I feel like is very important, whether you're taking live calls or having it pre-recorded, is to have a um, a fast response rate. Let's face it, you all. They're getting other mailers from other wholesalers, right? A lot of my deals, people told me they have 4 or 5 other mailers come their way. So with that, and they say, yeah, I could have went with these other investors, but their response rates, they noticed I was more persistent, so fast response rate. So once you get a call from a postcard, either from a pre-recorded voicemail or they call you directly, you call them back within an hour. That shows sign that you are committed to helping the seller, right? You're there to actually do what you can to buy their property. And then with that, your follow up is key. You save their address, you stop sending them postcards, you save their number, and you follow up with them based off of a weekly basis or monthly basis. You gauge their motivation and you can segment them between monthly, weekly, or daily, actually. And that's how I set up my follow up. So fast response rate and follow up, follow up, follow up. And yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I know this is kind of a long video, but I just really want to show you all a good tutorial on direct mail strategies and different ways that you can implement and get your deal. Because this is the very way I found my first deal using direct mail. Now, of course, it's based off of your market and the different lists that you're targeting. So this was um, absentee list that I got my first deal, or driving for dollars that I recently got, or even owner occupied that I got before. So make sure you all go out there and take massive action. You guys know I mean, you're going to fail. You may not be perfect, but uh, you know, hopefully these tips can help you all get your first deal. All right, be sure to subscribe, like this video, and comment down below. Peace.